Hey Capricorn, so this is going to be your monthly reading for May 2020. Okay, so you have the Three of Swords coming out first in reverse. I feel like there's something in a sense that you're finally, that you could really be just putting an end to. Like there's some kind of finalization that's happening within your dynamic here. There could have been some kind of interruption. There could have been people, a group of people or someone that could have struck a nerve some way, and it affected, if it affects you emotionally, but it definitely affects the way you logically think about certain things probably as well. The ways, like the ideas that you had formed in your mind about how you want to, in a sense, move now, there could have been some kind of halt to that. There could have been some kind of interruption. There could be someone around you that just doesn't want to validate where you are and how you want to move. It can be something like that. There's something here about conflict. There's something here about, I want to say resistance, but I feel like that's too specific. Give me a second. You could come to realize that there's something that was false and you probably couldn't see it before. And Taurus season could really be helping you ground yourself even more than what you already been doing. It's something about seeing clearly, seeing more clearly, understanding that we run into blocks and we run into things that can slow us down, or we run into things along the way within our journey that we have to come to terms with. There's something that we may have to see through within some kind of lesson when we're stopped, you know, in the process. So there could be something like that. There could be something that you really picked up on and you truly like identified it for what it is, that could have been a part of some illusion, you know, that could have put your decisions and your thoughts, your original thoughts could have been put on hold in some way. I feel that. I felt like there's something that you may have needed to look into more before going with your intuition, in a sense, going with what you may have already known. And now, because you have discovered that there is some kind of false play here, you're not giving it any more attention in some way. It's like you're not giving it a second look. You're not giving it more of your time. You're not giving it more of your energy. You could probably feel as that you've been fooled in some way. And through this situation or through this experience, it's somehow like you're coming to realize your worth in a deeper way. You could be realizing that the way things are at play right now are very divinely orchestrated. You could be realizing that you just know that you're meant for something, or you're meant to be along a certain path. And there could be things that take you out of it, that take you out of remembering that, of recognizing that. And then there are things that put you back in that space. There are things that put you back in that energy of remembering that. And I guess owning that. There's something here that is showing you to still put yourself first, to still believe in the divine, to still believe that the divine is working with you, that the universe is co-creating with you, and that whatever flips around upside down and all of that, it's still divinely orchestrated. It's still happening in a way that's meant for you to see what lies deeper and just what holds more weight. When you come to, as you come to realize this, as you come to it could feel somewhat like, it could feel kind of like an awakening, but I feel like it's more of a reassurance for you for some reason. I feel that, which could in a sense have you, like you could go back to the drawing board in some way and be all like, no, this is what I want to go for. Like I'm going back to just make sure everything is in place, but for the most part, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do it. And I'm going to go by just that. You are protecting yourself. You could be protecting yourself in a number of ways. Spiritually, definitely. Physically, emotionally. Like, you could be feeling like there's certain things that you're making sure to not run into again, too. To not make the same mistakes in some ways. In some ways that will definitely affect you more than the other party if another party is involved. It's something about the way you interact. It's some sort of exchange that can happen, and it's a matter of you feeling like you just need to feel solid. It's that feeling of just feeling solid, needing to feel solid. It's something like that. So once, as you come to recognize some sort of deeper truth, or recognize that there's a change, there's some kind of shift, there you could hold on to something that you could have felt like was slipping away or you were letting go of. And now that somehow like you see things in a different light, or your perception is a little different, or you're more clear on how you felt originally, or you're just clear on how you feel now, that is how you want to move. You want to move by that. You want to go by that. So there's something about being ready for something, because in a sense you always were. Something could finally be coming up, like there's an opportunity that could be finally coming up. It's coming closer and it's reaching you. That could have been, in a sense, what you've been waiting for all along. Wow, 10 of Cups is here at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful. I think there's something here about just knowing. There's something here about embodying. Being in a frequency, being in your own kind of energy, and not feeling like it doesn't amount to anything, or it's not as worthy because there's not enough action being put towards it. There's a matter of feeling right now. There's a matter of just staying in tune and getting in touch with your heart, getting in touch with your wisdom, especially the wisdom that you're obtaining. There's something about remembering what this is all for, remembering why you're doing things in a specific way, or why you're moving in a certain way, before the rest is given to you, before the rest is shown to you, because there's something you just may need to remember so you don't lose it's it's purity, you know, it's true essence, you know. There's something about recognizing and not just feeling like you need to go, go, go. You could definitely get burnt out, and you can become disappointed over time, more and more disappointed, if you're still, in a sense, holding on to the need to cling to an idea, or cling to a certain mindset or perspective that could block your creativity, that could block you from being open-minded, and from you becoming aware of other things that come in, other energies that come in for you. Yeah. So 10 of Cups, the Chariot in reverse, and then the Hangman. There's something about recognizing yourself, recognizing your worth, and not acting on it, or being in this feeling of where, like, you, in a sense, want to move like you're upset, like, or move like you're disappointed, like, or it's like, don't feel like you need to move with such sternness, you know, like, feel like you need to be so discerning with your decisions and your emotions, and just especially when you interact with people. There could be some kind of imbalance, you know, there could be something that's thrown off within the balance, because you're thinking too much on one specific idea, or you're just putting too much energy into one way of thinking about something, when that may have to connect to you manifesting, most likely. So just be careful with that, and I guess keep in mind to not overwork yourself and not overwork your mind. Don't put so much pressure on some kind of idea, on some kind of outlook. Remember to feel first. Just because you could be coming closer to something, yes, but don't lose sight of how much joy it truly brings you, how much it truly fills your heart, and what are all the other reasons you're doing that for? How does it connect to other people? How does it connect to love? You know? I feel like the more you are exuded in that feeling of love, the more you infuse yourself in a sense, that feeling of effortlessness, just believing that you're blessed and knowing that you're blessed and doing what you have to do, but not moving with the idea of you manifesting in such a harsh way. Don't kill the dream. Keep in mind to not kill the dream by stomping on it so much, by feeling like there needs to be some kind of force. You know, after a while, things can turn bittersweet, or things can, in a sense, just turn sour, because there's this, it's an overload, you know. You don't want to just get too swept up in the feeling. Because those feelings just, they could connect to so many other things. And I guess it's a matter of keeping in mind what you're not confusing yourself about. What are you connecting these feelings with? What thoughts are you connecting them with? And what experiences? And how is that affecting you emotionally? It's shit like that. I definitely feel the need to say. So yeah, this really just feels like wait a minute, like, I kind of got lost for a second. Things got a little fucked up, but fuck that. Like, I'm on the right path, and maybe you betted on something. Maybe Maybe you took a chance in something. Maybe you are taking a chance in something and you're coming to realize it's like, that's just something that, in a sense, may be holding you back in some way, or it's actually a repeat of a cycle that you don't want to be a part of. It's something along the lines of that. It's realizing, oh, like, I may have been here, but this is where I've been, and this is where I want to stay. So let me continue putting more. Continue just putting more effort. Continue putting more creation out. It's something like that. Okay. Love you, Capricorn. Bye.